Are you interested in buying a home for the first time, but you're just not sure how to go about it?
Well, today we've got your first time home buying 101, sharing everything you need to know about buying your first home.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Rocket City Homes channel. We're Glenn and Jodi Meter, realtors here in Huntsville, Alabama with Legend Realty.
Before we get started, please keep in mind that we are located in the Huntsville, Alabama area, and while these tips will apply to 95% of people in the U.S., there might be some minor differences in your state.
Okay, so let's get started then. Tip number one, are you financially ready?
In order to buy a home, you need to have a credit score of about 640 or better.
There are some lenders who can go a little bit lower, but you're going to end up paying more for the loan. So if at all possible, you want to make sure your credit score is at least 620, but really try to be at 640.
If you don't know how to do that and you're in the Rocket City, we can recommend some local loan officers for you to speak to.
And if you don't know what your credit score is, you can go to Credit Karma or one of the other free services that will tell you what your current credit score is without charging you anything or having to sign up.
Now let's talk briefly about how much money you would really need to buy a house.
Most people should expect to pay a down payment, as well as closing costs and inspection costs.
If you want to know more about all of these costs associated with buying a house, you can also check out our other video called What Money is Needed to Buy a House if you have any more questions about it.
Next, you'll need to be gainfully employed for at least a year.
If you're going to show that you've got income, you're going to have to prove that you've got a way to pay your mortgage.
Once you've shown income documentation, the lender can tell you what your monthly payment will be and what you can afford.
And finally, do you have any money saved up?
Yeah, if all your money is tied up in the house, then you're not going to have any cash available for when something breaks, and it will break.
And that can be really stressful if you have no way to cover something like that.
You don't need to have like tens of thousands of dollars in the bank, but you do need some sort of a nest egg to feel comfortable about being a homeowner so you can take care of those surprises when and as they do show up.
Number 2 is to find a great realtor.
A lot of first-time home buyers don't know that it doesn't cost anything for you to work with a real estate agent.
When a seller decides to sell their home, they agree to pay the agent to help them sell as well as the buyer's agent.
So you get professional representation by a real estate agent, but someone else pays for that service.
When hiring a realtor, you want to find someone who represents your best interests because buying a home is likely the largest financial transaction you'll make.
Tip number 3, get pre-approved.
If you have a bank that you use locally and you love them, by all means go in and talk to them to find out what they can offer you in terms of a mortgage.
Or, once you've hired an agent, ask them who they work with regularly. That has been great for great loan programs, especially for first-time home buyers.
We work with lenders every single day and we will gladly give you their information.
We don't receive any sort of compensation or kickback for recommending you to a lender. As a matter of fact, it's illegal.
We simply refer our clients to people we know, that we like, we trust, and we have worked with in the past, and we know they'll do a good job for you.
One reason to get that pre-approval is that when we present an offer to the seller doesn't want to take their home off the market and risk losing out on other offers if we're not even pre-approved.
We want to make sure that you are qualified for the price of the homes that you're looking for.
We need to know up front exactly what your budget is, so we're only looking at homes that fit within that budget.
Tip number 4 is to start doing your research.
To begin researching, go online to your agent's website and start looking to see what type of things you like in homes that are available in your area.
The benefit of using your agent's website is the ability to save the listings so that your agent can then view them and get a better idea of what you're looking for.
But please, whatever you do, stay clear of Zillow.
While Zillow is easy to use, it's notorious for having completely out-of-date information.
Tip number 5, learn all about your local market.
You'll want to find out upfront if it's a buyer's market where you can come in at a lower price offer or a seller's market where there are very few houses for sale and tons of buyers around.
You'll also want to know how long does it take for homes to go under contract? 3 or 4 days, 3 or 4 weeks, or 3 or 4 months?
Find out what is the sales price compared to the asking price. Are homes selling for 90% of their asking price, full price, or more than the asking price?
Every market's different and it totally depends on supply and demand in the area.
Another thing to find out is if the sellers often contribute to the buyer's closing costs.
If this is a typical scenario, then if you ask for the closing costs, the seller won't be surprised by that.
These are all things your realtor can help you find out by pulling statistics from the MLS prior to making an offer on something.
Number 6 is the time to actively start looking for a home.
Ideally, by this time, you've sat down with your agent and you've told them what you need in your home, like the number of bedrooms, bathrooms, square footage, and anything else that might be on your wish list.
Your agent will set up a search in the MLS based on your criteria of currently active homes.
You'll start getting email from the search immediately, and it can be set up as frequently as you want, daily, weekly, or sometimes even in real time.
When you see a house online that appears to have everything you're looking for, simply call, text, or email your agent as soon as possible.
Typically 24 hours in advance is best for requesting a showing, but usually there's a 2-hour notice as a bare minimum.
Your agent will set up appointments for all the homes that you wish to see, and will let you know which ones you can see at which times.
Once you find the right home for you, the agent will walk you through the paperwork to submit an offer and guide you in getting the home under contract.
Now, if your first offer doesn't get accepted, that's okay. We always tell our clients that if you didn't get it, then that just wasn't the right one for you.
Chalk it up to a learning lesson and tweak something so that your next offer can be even stronger.
And if you have to go through a few offers before you get the house, that's not at all uncommon.
Moving on, tip number 7 is what to do once your offer is accepted.
Congratulations, your offer has been accepted and you're now under contract. Now what do we do?
First thing is to give an earnest or good faith deposit.
You'll give an agreed upon amount to your agent, who will turn it into either the broker or the attorney, whoever's going to hold that earnest money.
Earnest money checks will be deposited into a trust account, so be sure you're prepared for that check to be cashed.
If the contract does not go through all the way to closing, you may be entitled to get this money back.
From there, your offer is going to be conditional upon 3 things: the ability to get your loan, the appraisal of the property, and your home inspection.
You'll want to hire a home inspector who will check out the plumbing, electrical, the stoves, everything that's inside the house, and provide you with a written report telling you the condition of the property.
This way you'll know if anything is a deal breaker for you.
Your agent can help you determine what items are most important and which items really are not that big of a deal.
You can also do separate inspections for things like the roof, septic, foundation, HVAC, and even the fireplace.
Next, the bank will have an appraisal done on the home.
The appraisal is not like the home inspection. It's done by the bank that's loaning you the money for your mortgage to make sure that the home is worth what you're offering to pay for it.
Tip number 8, do not go on a shopping spree.
While the bank works on getting your loan finalized and approved, please be careful on what you spend your money on.
Yeah, please don't go out and go buy a car, a boat, an RV, none of it.
You don't want to make any major purchases, not even the furniture to fill up that soon-to-be new home that will affect the ability for you to qualify for the loan.
Tip number 9, work with your lender.
They're going to ask you some really crazy stuff.
Yeah, they may see that you were 2 months late on your electric bill 3 years ago and ask you to write a letter explaining what the circumstances were.
Stuff like that appears on your credit report, and they're going to want to know what it was all about.
Just be honest. Try to get the things to the lender as quickly as possible so that they can get it processed and get the loan approved.
You'll want to be very timely so that the lender has the time they need to complete the paperwork so that you can close on time and not jeopardize the contract's time frame.
Tip number 10, what happens at closing?
The moment you have been waiting for, it's time to close.
Everything's been negotiated. Inspections have all been completed. Repairs have all been done. The appraisal came in on target, and now it's just time to close.
Within 24 hours of closing, you'll want to go to the house with your agent and do a final walkthrough of the home to make sure that everything within the home is still in ship-shape condition like it was when you wrote the offer, or maybe even in better shape.
On closing day in Alabama, we use closing attorneys and meet with them to sign all the paperwork.
Your lender will let you know prior to closing exactly how much money you need to bring, and the attorney will let you know how they want to receive that payment. Typically these days it's a cashier's check in order to reduce wire fraud.
During closing, you'll sign lots of documents that say, I promise to repay the loan. If I don't pay the loan, the bank can foreclose on their house, and I promise to repay the loan.
And after all the signing and money exchange, here in Alabama, you get the keys to your new home immediately.
In other states, there may be a delay in handing over of the keys.
So that's it. That's the home buying process timeline.
But before we sign off, here are a few thoughts.
Of everything we talked about today, most importantly, find a great agent first.
Remember, this is a person who advocates all the way through the process on your behalf.
They will be somebody who knows what they are doing and can explain these things to you in an easy to understand way and can try to ease your stress in the process.
This is what we do every day.
If you'd like to have a checklist for preparing to buy a home, you can click the link below to download your First Time Home Buyer Guide PDF.
This home buying process checklist explains everything we just talked about in this video.
We truly hope you found this video helpful.
Yeah, if you did, please like it, and if you know any of your friends who are thinking about buying their first home, please share it with them.
If you're in the Huntsville, Alabama area and you have more questions, please reach out to us.
We'd love to hear from you, and we'll help you out in any way we can.
Thanks so much for watching.
We'll see you in the next episode.